Welcome back, everybody, to our annual, I guess you could say, holiday gift guide here on the Jurassic Park Podcast. I am Brad Jost, and today I am joined by none other than Aaron Beyer. What's going on, dude? You ready to get into some fun gifts for the holiday season here?
I am. I think it's funny. We say annual, which we usually do a gift guide annually.
That's why I was like, annual!
This particular one, though, we haven't done this kind of gift guide in 4 years.
You said that to me before, and I was like, no way. We had to have done it sooner than, or earlier than that, right? But
it was like 3 or 4 years. Dude,
not.
I went looking. I was like, oh, like holiday 2020. Nope. Holiday 2019. Nope. It was a lot of sifting through YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm good. I haven't talked to you in a couple months, bro.
It's been a while.
We won. All right, we won.
Well, let's save that for the wire. We'll talk about some stuff over there.
Okay.
But we have lists, and like you said, we've done something like this before. We usually do the one where we just kind of compile like a huge list of things that, it span all kinds of different items, places, all kinds of different merchandise. And this year we've had a few requests to kind of go back to this iteration of the gift guide, which is you only have $100 to spend, and you want to kind of make it like the most well-rounded collection of items that you can get for this holiday season. And I think this is always a challenge, right? Like I think we've only done it once, but I remember whenever we did it, it was like there was a lot of items that we had on our lists, and this year things are a little bit different. It's like stuff's more expensive. We're having maybe shorter lists, maybe harder to find, a total package for $100.
I mean, yeah, there's a few factors, right? Inflation is obviously crazy. PSVR 2 coming in at more money than a PlayStation 5, right? Like this is the world we live in. Yeah, like clearly, like as I was going through this, like toys have gone up. And you know what? I do remember very specifically now. The reason we did this list last time was because it was the first year that Mattel had the Jurassic license. And we were like crazy excited. The collection was massive. And it was like, okay, if you had $100, what could you do with Mattel specifically to kind of recreate those Kenner days of like having it all, like per se.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, you're totally right. With inflation and the rise of cost, like the lists this year are very small. We do have, I mean, I guess we can call it like, we do have a list that go above 100 if we so choose, but like even those we capped our secondary list at 200, which to be honest with you doesn't get you that much more. Because the 100 lists I think are good.
That was the thing. I looked at my 100 list. I'm like, this is good. I like what I have here on the list. But then I was like, well, what if I made an alternative list where like I put together another set of items? And then I was like, I don't really know which list I like more. So I have an idea. I did end up choosing my ultimate list that I wanted based off of one specific item. But I do really like my secondary list. So we'll go through two sets of lists here. Try to make it quick. But got a handful of items, nothing too crazy. Not like, a list of like 10 items each or anything like that.
No.
But yeah, so I'm going to go to, let's start it off with, I'll start off with my first pick here. And this is the reason, like as soon as we said that we were going to do this episode, I was like, this has to be on my list. I need to have this thing on my list because it's the most impressive thing that I've seen recently. And I just can't believe it's real. And it just blew my mind.
Yeah,
it blew my mind. Yeah. So that is the Dreadnoughtus. All right. So this thing is huge.
It's huge.
It's incredibly huge. I don't even know if I think I released a video on it. I'm not sure. I've been like really bad about releasing videos recently, but the Dreadnoughtus, which is in my video back here, and you can't even like that looks tiny where it is in my video, but it is truly incredibly massive. Yeah. It's in Aaron's video right now, taking up the majority of the screen.
It's easily taking up the lower 2/3 of my screen, and that's just its torso. I mean, this thing's massive.
Seriously, when I unboxed it, I was just incredibly blown away. Each and every piece that I put together, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I think if you're having like a get together and you want to throw this under like your Christmas tree or whatever, or even if it's just a birthday or something, this thing is like a centerpiece. It is like something that is incredible to look at. If you put this thing all together, like it takes up half the room. It's amazing. So I thought that would be a good start to my list because I just wanted to see like something massive on my list. But the only problem is it's $70. So that's took up a majority.
That's what I was going to say, though.
Figure, yeah.
This takes up 70% of your budget, but this is a happy kid. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, this is a happy kid that unwraps this thing on Christmas or holiday, whatever you're doing. This is an amazing 70% of your budget. Like I saw it on your list and I was like, oh, I can't believe he went there. Like, what else has he got? Because this is like it's huge.
Yeah.
But it's such a great figure.
It was really tough because, like I said, I wanted this on my list, but I knew it would tie me up later on when I went to make other picks because I only had, a few bucks left over to spend. So that does bring me to, I guess, my second one because this is the centerpiece. This is the main item. I thought we were talking about well-rounded items and stuff like that. I always want to bring in a human. Or so, I want to get a human into this to have something to play with, because it's all from my perspective. When I was a kid and I played with the toys, it was always human stories set within this dinosaur world. So I was like, well, what's out there currently? What do I want to add to my list? And I thought, you know what, let's throw in this nice little 2-pack here. Now, this was a 2-pack that everybody was kind of going crazy over for a little while. $16.99. This is the Jurassic World Dominion Owen and Parasaurolophus 2-pack. And I thought, this is a really good little 2-pack. I actually really, really dig this one. It's got Owen Grady, who, everybody loves Owen. It's a great character and a great little action figure to use, I think, when you're playing around with these toys, because he's got this big, long trench coat. He's got the flannel shirt. It's just a cool looking little action figure. So I really dig that figure in general. I like that it's, and it's weird to pick Owen because we've gotten so many Owens over the years, right? But this is such a good Owen because it's different. And it's something that's not like all the other ones. So I appreciate that this looks a little bit different. It's got a lasso. And it's got this juvenile Parasaurolophus here, which actually looks pretty great. I think it's got a really interesting little paint job on there with the blues and the grays and the whites and stuff. So I really dig this little combo here. I think this is a decent little addition. So now you've got 2 dinosaurs and a human. No
and a
vehicles,
quote weapon.
But that's it.
You have a weapon at this point, right? Like, or a tool of some
I got
sort,
some tool.
right? Like,
I got a tool.
Yeah, I mean, like, so far, like, I'm seeing the story that you're putting out there. So I'm digging it. All right.
It's tough. Like I said, my hands are tied because like I couldn't really add too many things of big value after that Dreadnoughtus, but I thought, that Dreadnoughtus is big enough where that could be all you ever get. Like, you don't even need to get any other things because it's so cool.
Right.
But to throw something in, I thought this would be a nice little 2-pack here. Also, I kind of wanted to switch things up a little bit because I'm like, well, I got the big dinosaur. I've got this middle dinosaur here with a human. Why not some little tiny dinosaurs? So I chose this little set, which is this 5 set of micro dinosaurs, which are like, I don't even have these. So I would actually like, I don't have these.
Those are cool.
Yes, I think they're very cool because they are, I think, the first true baby dinosaurs in like the Mattel Jurassic. Yes, they're the first true like baby. Walmart. So
what?
Yes. So
Excuse
it arrives by Monday.
These.
So if I wanted to get it, it would arrive by Monday. But it's really cute. I mean, they're not like standard action figures. They kind of have these little pedestals on them. But I think that's actually part of the charm too, because they're always little static figures, these hatchlings and stuff like that we used to have in the past, right? Actually, why does it say Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? Maybe it's old.
Dude,
I don't know. No, it can't be. It's got newer designs.
There's more of these than what you're even showing in it. Like this one, yeah? I'm looking at something on Walmart. There's a Pyroraptor baby.
Oh, maybe
they're like individually. They're like individually wrapped. Some of them.
Oh, okay. Well, this one's like a 5-pack, so that's why I picked this one, because I'm like, you know what? For $12.99, we'll add that in there and get us. This gets us to $99.97, so 3 cents short of that $100 limit. And I thought this would be a nice little addition because you're setting up your park. You're setting up not even a park anymore. You're just setting up your wilderness where dinosaurs are roaming in the wild. And you've got a bunch of little babies. You've got Owen with his lasso, and you've got a few different dinosaurs. I thought this was a good little addition here to list to kind of round it out a little bit. It's, again, these past 2 items are not the most exciting picks, but I think that first one is so exciting that these other ones are still pretty cool, despite not being the big splash that the Dreadnoughtus is.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. When you sent me this list, I thought you were talking about the rubber, like in the baggy ones. So
okay.
I didn't even bother to look them up. I'm more excited for these as like a Kenner fan. I'm more excited for these than I think I am the Dreadnoughtus. This is really cool.
Yeah, because we've been saying this for so long that it's wild that we don't have any, baby hatchling dinosaurs, and any dinosaur that we've gotten that's like in addition to a human pack or something like that, it's just an adult that's like tiny, and you can tell it's an adult-sized dinosaur that's just smaller. So these are at least like little hatchling style dinosaurs, and I appreciate that. But yeah, this is a nice little. They're like kind of like little collection pieces, almost in a way, like with the ground underneath their feet and stuff like that. So, but I can see that being part of your overall setting that you build for your park or whatever. So I think that's a good little list there. Hopefully everybody likes that one. All these links are going to be in the show notes if you want to check them out. But yeah, I'm happy with that choice.
What you kind of set up is this story of like, if you ever remember, the human figures always had like, with Kenner, they had the card and it was the character with like the dinosaur that like their hatchling was. But one of my favorites was always that the Alan Grant card. You know, Ellie's was quote fighting like a full-size Triceratops, right? And Dennis was surrounded by Dilophosaurs. There was only a couple, like Muldoon's card was him actually interacting with baby Tyrannosaurs, and they were like, it was just his legs with his dunes on, like his long socks. And then like baby T-Rex is fighting out, and then Alan Grant's was him like holding like 3 baby Pteranodons. And so I feel like you've kind of created this story of like, you've kind of created the story that are in those cards, and then you've added on this like crazy awesome Dreadnoughtus that, you know, Owen can go out and I guess round up. Like
he can round them up. Yeah, you can have a nice little fenced in area with these little baby dinosaurs, and I dig it. I think it's a fun little addition. But what do we say? We dive into your actual list here, because you've got some fun ones.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell a reverse story. We're going to start with the 2-pack human and dinosaur. I'm kind of on the same line with you, but I did Alan Grant and the Dimetrodon. And
my bad.
Alan Grant you did the wrong thing.
Yep,
Alan
there we
Grant
go.
specifically just because like I don't know if you can think about Jurassic Park without Alan Grant, and this year we have a new action figure of him. I had to find him on Big Bad Toy Store. He's getting hard to find. It looks like on the Target website. I think if you go to Target, you could probably find him.
He might be able to.
And then Dimetrodon is really cool. I was a little let down with like how Dimetrodon was maybe portrayed in the movie of Dominion, but like still a really cool action figure nonetheless. I mean, it's just a really interesting dinosaur. Is this the smallest dinosaur on my list? It might be, but like still with that big fin, like the fin is iconic, right?
Oh, yeah.
On this figure. Yeah. And then Alan Grant, again, iconic character. I don't know why he has a skull with like, I don't know what.
It's like left over from his dig site. You know, he just happened to bring it along with him to the island, or
maybe
not to the
like
island, to the
he'll use it
yeah.
as a weapon. I don't know. I would have liked to. I would like to see this figure have a different like prop. But
sure.
Overall, like I think this is a great additive to any Jurassic. You know, the well-rounded $100 value. And this one, what is he comes in at $17, right?
Yeah. I really dig this set. I think it's a little fantastic set, and I like Alan's attire. The other day we were walking around for Halloween, and I was wearing one of those T-Rex costumes, and then I had to take it off because my batteries were dying, because the batteries blow it up. But I'm walking around after that, and then I'm like, I see this kid walking, and there's like, I forget, some like Star Wars character maybe or something, and then this other kid that was wearing like a fedora, and he had a gray beard on and this like this tan jacket or whatever, and I was like, hey, is that Alan Grant? I said that to the mom, and she's like, yeah. And I was like, yes, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
I saw one kid dressed as Alan Grant this Halloween. So it's not a good number there, but I was so impressed that one kid was dressed as Alan Grant in this obscure just jacket, not the typical Alan Grant, but the Dominion Grant. I thought that was really cool. So
that's really cool.
It's a good pick.
Because I went as Alan Grant when I was in school.
Yeah,
I was probably like 10 or 11, and no one knew who I was, but like I didn't care because I was dressed as like the most iconic person in film, right?
Yeah.
But like it's really interesting that this kid relates to and still like is a fan of Alan Grant, like older Alan Grant, right? So like it's cool that this kid went and saw Dominion and saw something in that character, because I mean I didn't personally, but like it's cool that character is still intriguing to children, right? Even though it might not have been the version I loved, like I'm happy to see like another kid out there like really excited about kind of old man Alan Grant. But that's awesome, man.
I was stoked about it for the next like 30 minutes. I kept raving about it. I'm like, man, I can't believe I just saw a kid dressed as Alan Grant. Like I just never expected that, because like you said, I didn't realize that maybe kids would connect with that character these days, but that's really cool. So this I think is a good pick for that reason.
Dude, awesome.
So what's next?
My next one is actually one that I don't own. I own everything on my list, but I don't own this one, and that is the Jurassic World Dominion Capture and Crush Truck Vehicle. That's a mouthful.
It's even longer on Amazon. Like, what is all those words?
Oh my gosh. Let me. I'm gonna read it. On Amazon, $24.74. Jurassic World Dominion Capture and Crush Truck with Velociraptor dinosaur figure, toy vehicle with tranquilizer crane, and 2 breakaway gift with physical and digital play. Woo! That was a lot. Yeah. What's the digital play? Is that sounds? Does this make sounds, this item? Because that makes it even cooler. If it
I
does,
have no idea. I think there's like a thing that you can scan on there. I'm not really sure. I haven't done it.
Okay.
But there is some scanning feature, I think.
The reason I picked this one is, one, I think if you're talking well-roundedness, I wanted to get a vehicle on there. And to be honest with you, this lost. The only reason this won is because the actual vehicle I wanted on the list was too expensive. So this is not my top choice of vehicles, but this is a cool one. Alan Grant can get in this bad boy. He can go round up a Velociraptor. You get that medium to small size dinosaur. It's got the missile. It's got dino damage. I think this thing's really cool. I don't have it personally. I don't think it matches any of the other Mattel stuff. But as you pointed out to me so nicely before the show, this is not meant for 40-year-old men. This is meant for children. So
yeah, exactly. My son loves
vehicle.
this figure. Yeah, my son loves this figure. We have him all set up out there, and he loves destroying this, hitting all the buttons, breaking things away. And to be honest, like it's got some of those wild features that we saw back in the day with Kenner, which I was pretty pleased with. Sure, it's got these really big, kind of goofy-looking tires, but I think it's got a lot of really fun features that were available to us back in the Kenner days. You've got this massive claw. Like, does it make sense? No, but it's kind of fun. You've got this massive missile launcher thing on the front, and that is like a true Kenner style. So, like, I really appreciate this weird figure, this weird set here, but it's actually pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool.
I'm looking through the images, and it has chains to like chain down the dinosaur in the back, which we've never gotten in any kind of Jurassic vehicle. Like we've always got like we've had vehicles where you put them in the back of the truck or whatever, like nothing to ever like suppress the animal down. But look at that. Like that's totally like that image you're showing right here of the Raptor like ramming the front and the hood coming off totally reminds me of like that Lost World green thing that was supposed to be like the BMW or no Mercedes like thing. And then the hook, the claw reminds me of like the old Kenner trailer from the Lost World. I mean this thing's killing it as far as like playability is concerned. And I think it might be cheating because I'm finding it on sale for $24, but this thing's getting pretty old at this point. I feel like if you were to go snag one of these for the holidays, you're not going to be spending more than, if you look, you can find this thing for an on sale price, I think.
Yeah. No, I think it's a great pick. $24.74. It's listed here on Amazon. It's a lot. It's one of the things I was a little apprehensive to get, of getting at first, and I actually gotta say it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun, and I like that you can like move that missile launcher around. You can see you can put it up on top, you can put it on the doors. So like you said, there is a lot of playability to this thing, with the breakaway features and everything. So it's definitely a good choice and one that kids would certainly dig. And I was bummed that I couldn't get a vehicle on my list because this was, like you said, you wanted maybe a different vehicle, but it was too expensive. This one was even too expensive for my list.
You did hatchlings, bro. You won with hatchlings. I'm like, I can't fight that.
Yeah.
I can't fight that.
All right. So this is your final item that you have.
This is my final.
List.
I mean, you ate up 70% of your cost with Dreadnoughtus. All right. Now, I could have gone budget on this one, but I didn't. Because I think this is an awesome figure to get. I think this is like, I remember opening up mine when I was 7 years old, like my equivalent, I'll say, to this. But I think the Hammond collection Tyrannosaurus Rex is the best. I mean, I think it's the best T-Rex toy ever made. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it could maybe, if they wanted to put sound in this thing, I think that could like take it up. But this thing's actually phenomenal. Like, and I don't have my Hammond collection Rex is right behind me on the shelf, tearing apart an Explorer. But like, I'm going to show this on video. Like, this is a dual jaw functioning T-Rex with like the gum things in the middle. Like it bends at every joint possible that a T-Rex has. It's got like the real feel tongue. It's got like a bendy posable tail. Like, man, I don't know. I think this figure is absolutely phenomenal. And I think it's up there with the Kenner. I think it's up there with both Kenner Tyrannosaurs and I guess all three, right? Because I would say the original Red Rex and then the Lost World Green and Thrasher, like the Bull and the Thrasher. Like, I think this is up there with them as far as awesomeness of toys. So, Alan Grant, he's going to get in his car. He's going to go round up a Raptor and take on a T-Rex. That's what's going to happen. That's my story.
Yeah, I love it. This one's $53.99. It is really just like an ultimate pick. You cannot go wrong with this one. It is beautiful. I have mine up there in the typical T-Rex pose in the finale of the movie there. I wonder how this holds up with play and stuff like that, if anybody ever does. But this is such an amazing figure just to have on a shelf or anything. So absolutely needs to be on that list for sure.
I'm really bummed to see that as of like the night we're recording this, that this thing has only got 3 left. Is that your local Target pickup?
Oh yeah. No, I don't know what the address is here, but yeah, it's 3 wherever it is. Yeah.
Okay, I thought like maybe 3 left online, but no. If you want to get this for the holiday, like I think you'll be all set because I think this is a great pick. But
yeah,
Brad, we were able to figure out 3 items for each of us.
That was the hard part. It's like at the end of the day, I was like, okay, well that's a great list, but I actually might be able to do like a better list, if I may say so. I don't know. It's very hard. I really wanted to focus on that Dreadnoughtus, and that really hamstrung me and took me in different directions that I thought was tough, because I really think there are some great items out there that you could add to a list, but they were just a little bit too expensive. So if you do want an alternative list, I'm going to give you mine right now. So this one here, I'm going to kick it off here. So for starting at zero, we're at $0 again. Or if you want to up it to 200, go ahead, you can. Do it. It's fine.
We'll let you spend your money.
You can figure it out if you want to. This one here is the ultimate, like, playset kind of thing. I think it's like really, really great for what Jurassic World has been producing here, and that is this Jurassic World Dominion Outpost Chaos playset. It's really, really great. It is a really great little set. $58.99. It comes with a human figure, a Pyroraptor. It's got this guy that's just, he's been a part of the toy lines for a while now, since Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I can't zoom for some reason, but he's just wearing like all black. Well, I don't know where it went. But this pack is pretty great. It's got this massive gate. It's got this knockdown tower that breaks apart. Other gated areas with missile launchers, and there's like a spot to put your phone. So this is like another one of those like digital things that you can like put your phone on there for some reason. You can capture dinosaurs. There's so many different playability elements to this, and I really dig it. I think it's pretty great. My son loves this thing absolutely. So I think it is absolutely a great addition to any list. So
I will give. So this is something I've not picked this up yet, but as you're going through these photos, okay, I think Mattel has done a crazy good job of. Okay, here's where I'm going with this. The Kenner compound, which was a building, multiple pieces of fence, a gate, missiles, walls to smash down. It also had a tower thing that like had like a breakaway piece. That was $50 back in the day. Back in '93, that whole setup was $50. Now much larger than this. Okay, but look what Mattel has given you for roughly the same price point. In fact, I bet this doesn't even retail for $58. I bet this retails for like $49.99 or something, and then your third-party seller on that website is probably asking $58. Maybe. I'm assuming. I don't know. But they've given you all that same play feature that we had in '93. It's in this smaller package that looks like if you bought a few of these, you could really create like a massive base.
Yeah.
I'll say.
You
now,
really could.
Again, we got that base for $50 in '93, but this is 30 years later almost. And like they still managed to fit all that playability in this. And they gave you a human and a Pyroraptor, which like that Pyroraptor is like what, $12, and the human's like another $7. So already like you can see your budget. You can see in the $58, you can see it going really far in this set.
Yeah. And this set like has, there's no vehicle included in this set, but it's got a tower, like a radio tower. It's got a dinosaur. It's got so many things on here. And some of these pictures I was showing here before, like you can actually build it in several different styles. Like you can, it's really cool. Really like cool. You can plug and play however you want to. I think that's really awesome. So this is a great little set, $58.99. And then my other addition was another set, which is actually finally does have a vehicle in it. It's a bit different, but it's this copter combat pack, which you can actually pick up at Walmart, $39.97. And this one also comes with a human. It's got Kayla Watts in there. It's got this other dinosaur. What dinosaur is this? A Rajasaurus? It's got that in there for some reason. Don't know why that's there. But it also has this Bios and helicopter, which is just a fantastic piece. It's really great.
Dude, how do you go wrong with the like? Okay, let's say that these two items were your $100. You've created an entire Bios and base.
Yeah.
With multiple humans and multiple dinosaurs.
Yeah.
For under 100. Like that's awesome. And I think you're under 100 at this point, right? Or are you still right at 100?
Yeah, this one's 98.96, so right up there. But I thought,
there.
You know what? That's why I was struggling so much, because I really wanted the Dreadnoughtus to be the centerpiece of my $100 list. But there's only 2 things on this list. It's just these 2 items. And I think this could be a better all-encompassing list, in a way. So it's very hard. Very hard. But it's another alternative if you wanted to go a different route.
I mean, I think that my secondary list is actually really similar. It could be a great extra $100, or it could be a great $100 on its own. And I think, like yours, impressive in like structure and impressive in like play setness. I think my secondary list can also be considered impressive in like these 2 things are going to make an event. Yeah. And in fact, I am just now realizing I didn't subconsciously do it, but I think they make a really specific event from The Lost World. So my first item, I'm going to do the Apatosaurus. Now, Apatosaurus isn't in The Lost World, but something very similar to Apatosaurus
very similar,
is in The Lost World, right? And like this is kind of up there with like the Dreadnoughtus. I don't know, all these Sauropod figures that Mattel's been doing. Every time one comes out, I'm just like, dude, this is like a fever dream. It's like, I can't believe these are real. Like, I think, are they only missing Mamenchisaurus at this point? And like, come on, we're getting Mamenchisaurus.
That's the one from The Lost World. Yeah. So
we're getting it. We're getting it.
That'd be great.
We're going to get it. If they got to do a Sauropod every once a year. So like, we'll get Mamenchisaurus next year.
We have another Brachiosaur too that's out there. So we got these, I think, like 2 Brachiosaurs, the Apatosaurus, the Dreadnoughtus, and they just keep getting bigger. So where's there to go?
I don't think Mamenchisaurus is bigger. But anyway, this Apatosaurus, I think, is a great figure. Mine's over there on the floor. But like, I mean, it's just really cool. I think it looks a lot better in person than it looks in like the online photos. I think these might be getting a little difficult to find. Oh, even Yusho sold out at Target.
This one says sold out, but again, I don't know where it's listed at.
But I go to Target and I still see them. Yeah. So like they're still out there on shelves. That's why I'm not considering this hard to find at this point. I would imagine after this holiday, like they won't be on shelves anymore because I feel like I feel like if you're looking for something impressive that's not $70 like the Dreadnoughtus, I feel like this is a really good option. So that's the first one on my secondary list. The second one on my secondary list is the Legacy Collection Isla Sorna Capture Pack, which is the Isla Sorna like capture engine Jeep thing with the Roland Tembo figure, and admittedly like the worst Parasaurolophus to ever come out of a Jurassic line, but the Parasaurolophus is like not the star here. Like it's easily Roland Tembo with the car that has like the slide out seats, and there's nothing wrong with the baby Parasaurolophus. I just don't think like if you're getting these 2 items for $100, I think the Apatosaurus dominates the excitement level over the small Parasaurolophus. But I mean, this is just. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's $34.99. It's a good little pack because this little thing is kind of encompassing because you can capture this little Apatosaurus, or not Apatosaurus, Parasaurolophus. Like you said, it's not perfect, but we've been getting weird sizes in some of these figures recently. Like I said, that other Parasaurolophus that I got was also like a juvenile. I think this one, I don't even know if I have that other one out. It's probably around the same size, I would think. It might be the same. I'm trying to think. It might be the same one. I'm not even sure. But it's very similar in size. And it's good to have a little, difference in size, I think, with some of these ones. This one can pass off as a younger Parasaurolophus.
That's one of the things that I'm really loving about the Mattel stuff is that, like, Kenner gave us adult versions and hatchlings, and I think maybe there was a mid-sized Triceratops that was juvenile Triceratops, and there was a juvenile T-Rex, but like those were only 2 figures in the span of like 5 years, right? Yeah. Whereas like Mattel's been giving us like 3 sizes of each, and I know that one of our complaints about the ending Hasbro stuff was that like they gave you multiple sizes of each kind of dinosaur. But Hasbro really stuck to like this one's an adult Indominus, but it's like 6 inches tall. right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I feel like Mattel's done a good job of being like, okay, this is a smaller Parasaurolophus. We're gonna maybe give it like some younger features, and we're gonna call it juvenile, and like we're gonna label it kind of appropriately. And so like, even though they're kind of doing the same thing, I don't think they've been doing it as egregiously as what Hasbro was doing. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't shrink down the Indominus and have it be this tiny thing. And then, that always bugs me. But this set is great. You've got Roland Tembo. That vehicle is excellent. So that's another great set that you got there. So
I think those two things, they come in at like $97 or something like that. Again, man, inflation. It's gotten to us.
Yeah, I think those two items that you picked are very similar price-wise to the two items that I just picked. So, So I think we've done a good job here of creating some fun lists that are, they're not totally perfect, but I think they kind of capture everything that you could really need to have in your play sets, so I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with the choices. It's tough. Like it was really tough to narrow down, get a ton of really cool things like we have in the past, but that's not the goal of this. This is to get, the best kind of list you can for only $100. So we did it. I think we did it.
We did it 4 times. We did it 4 times, Brad.
4 times. Yes, we've got a lot of examples for you. So pick and choose if you want to. Maybe go over 100 if you can. But if you want to, this is a decent list, a good place to start for the holidays here. So thank you so much for watching this. All of the links will be in the show notes. You can find them all there or on YouTube or wherever you're listening or watching this. Thank you so much, Aaron, for joining me. Where can people find you if they want to? If you're still looking for people to interact with you online these days.
You can come over and waste your time writing to me at Aaron D. Beyer over on Twitter, where maybe in 6 months I'll take a look at it and see it. Or you could find me. You can also check out some of my artwork over at the Aaron D. Beyer over on Instagram. I've been doing some CG lighting, a lot of Unreal lighting lately as I dive into that realm. But thanks for having me, man. I love this segment.
Yeah, this is fun. I guess we'll have to do it again next year. So thank you so much for joining me, and let's get out of here.
All right, see you, man.